The February 15th deadline is quickly approaching for Derek Carr and the Raiders. They have granted him permission to speak with other teams. Welcome to Jets Talk. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Boys and girls, we're talking a little bit of Derek Carr action. Now, according to Adam Schefter, the Raiders have already granted quarterback Derek Carr permission to speak with other teams interested in trading for him that have also agreed to compensation with the Las Vegas Raiders. Per sources, it's the same arrangement the Texans had with quarterback Deshaun Watson last offseason. So basically what that's saying is the Raiders are going and talking to teams because they did not allow Derek Carr to go out and talk to teams initially. What they decided to do was say, hey, teams, Derek Carr is available for trade. Come to us with your trade packages. We will accept whatever packages we deem fit. And then those teams will be allowed to talk to Derek Carr. So there may be 4 teams that have had trade offers accepted, and now Derek Carr will be allowed to talk to those 4 teams. Now, they say this is the same arrangement that Deshaun Watson had last year, and that is true. It is the same arrangement with the hitch in it being February 15th is a deadline. Deshaun Watson didn't have a deadline on when he needed to be traded. He could have just, not been traded at that point. The Raiders have a hard stance here. Now, that is in part why the compensation in a trade for Derek Carr would be a little bit lower, but why would Derek Carr want to talk to other teams? We heard just yesterday in the video I put out this morning that Derek Carr wants to do what's in the best interest of his family. Now, for me, if I'm looking at this, I'm saying, why would you limit your options? If there's 4 teams that had their trade offers accepted, how many more teams didn't have their trade offers, accepted? And are they teams I would like to go to? And not even just that, but how many teams didn't even make an offer because they thought I was going to hit free agency, or didn't make an offer because they don't have draft picks? Maybe it's a team like San Francisco that gave away like all their picks for Trey Lance, for Christian McCaffrey, and now maybe they just need a healthy quarterback in the NFC, and they don't have any picks to do it, and maybe Carr wants to win championship, and he's not going to take a ton of money to blow up that team. I don't know. If you're Derek Carr, there is no reason why you would talk to any teams right now. If I'm Derek Carr, I'm telling the Raiders, I am so happy. Thank you so much. You have granted me permission to talk to other teams. I can't wait to start talking to teams February 16th, the day after my $40 million gets kicked in. Because talking to any other team, being able to talk about your contract is one thing. And I understand negotiations and whatnot, but you know what is a little bit better? When you can have 31 other teams, maybe not 31 other teams because not every team needs a quarterback, but when you eliminate the draft pick compensation, there may be more teams that become available. Or maybe it's a team that has salary cap space or that doesn't have salary cap space and has draft picks, and they need the draft picks to hold on to, and Carr may be willing to take maybe a little bit less to go to a team that he sees so fit. Now, I do predict him to probably go to a team maybe like the 49ers. I think that's probably going to be a little rich. I don't think he's actually going to end up out there. I think the NFC South is probably the most likely destination for Carr. Between the Saints, the Falcons, the Panthers, the Bucks, all 4 of those teams have some level of talent, and you can probably make an argument that adding Carr gets those teams at least into the top of their division. So if I'm looking at Carr, I'm saying I'm not talking to anyone. I'm going to let this kind of fly. I think the Raiders are going to cut him as of February 15th. And if not, then you make the decision to talk to teams at that point, because I think that is completely fine. Now, as far as what I would want the Jets to do, and do I want the Jets actually in on Derek Carr, the answer is yes. I think the Jets cannot afford to not be in on Derek Carr. And I think I would, how much would you be willing to give up, right? Would you be okay giving up a 3? Is a 3rd pick fine? Is that the number that moves the needle? You secure Carr without having to let him compete with other teams. Now, I still think it's in Carr's best interest to not do that, because then you can go to the team you want to go to and have that 3rd round pick at your disposal to add to the roster. So I would be willing to give up a 3rd round pick to talk to Derek Carr and see, what kind of things we can work out. But I don't know if that then leads to maybe tampering, because now if you go for Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers is off the table. And I do think Aaron Rodgers is the best option, but I don't think Joe Douglas, Robert Saleh can risk allowing Carr to go elsewhere and then Rodgers just saying, I'm going to stay in Green Bay, or I'm going to retire, or I don't want to play for the Jets. Because what happens after that? I think there's a really good shot that Jimmy G winds up either in Vegas or in Tennessee, which means that just leaves the Jets with no options, like at all. You talking Ryan Tannehill next year? Ugh, you got to be on Derek Carr because you cannot afford the no from Aaron Rodgers. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you want to go after Derek Carr? Do you think the Jets have already made an offer that could have been accepted for Derek Carr already? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, go Jets.